Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. I got some things on my mind. I got some things to say. This video stems from a question that I'm seeing a lot, comment that I'm seeing a lot when it comes to the New York Giants and what they should do with the #1 overall pick or with the top pick in the 2025 draft. I've seen it from ex-NFL players, ex-Giants players, other content creators, other regular people like me and you that are just on Twitter and YouTube. I've seen it a lot. And that question is, or that comment is, the New York Giants need more than just a quarterback. Or another one is, you expect the quarterback just to change everything. And the quick answer to that is no, I don't expect a quarterback to change everything. That's not even reasonable. The people that say that are being unreasonable. So why do they keep saying that? Because the quarterback that they want, or the quarterback that they feel is the quarterback for the New York Giants, is not one of the two options at the top of the draft that we have right now. And that's just me being honest, and hopefully people can be honest with themselves. Because every year you have quarterback prospects that are worthy of certain picks, or maybe not worthy of certain picks, but they still get picked. Some of these guys work out, some of these guys don't. It is a crapshoot at the end of the day. But what's the best way of trying to pick a player is evaluating the player and mostly the play on the field. Like, unless there's red flags, guys are getting arrested, stuff like this. No, you're not seeing any of that from Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. The worst comment I saw that people would like to say about Shedeur Sanders is, oh, he threw his offensive line under the bus. Well, guess what? His offensive line threw him under the bus almost every week. Every week. And what did he do? He went back, apologized for what he said. It wasn't even the worst thing because everybody knew it, but I understand when you're the quarterback, you shouldn't say certain things. He learned from that, and guess who called him and told him about it? Tom Brady. And guess who Tom Brady is to him? His mentor. And when you look at his style of play, you kind of see that calmness, that same calmness that Tom Brady had. When you look at Cam Ward's play, you like that calmness, that same calmness that a lot of the great quarterbacks have. And that's something that you cannot teach. And to me, that is a very, very, very strong trait to have. Outside of pocket awareness, outside of accuracy, those type of things. Anticipation. Outside of those things, which these guys have that calmness is something that you absolutely cannot teach. So let's get back to the point of the video, though. I had to say that really quickly. The New York Giants need more than just a quarterback. You're absolutely right. We do. The New York Giants also need a cornerback. We need an offensive tackle. We need a defensive tackle. We need some secondary. But guess what? When you talk about those positions, nobody says, well, they don't act like it's just one position. Like when I hear people say, you know what, we can draft Travis Hunter, then go get the quarterback in the second round. Well, how about you draft Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward and then go get a guy like Jahdae Barron, Siobhan Revel. Why can't you do that? Because you can do that. And you can say, oh, well, Travis Hunter is a generational talent. Absolutely right, but he's still not more important than the quarterback position. Still not more important than that. And people act like they understand that, but I really don't think they do understand that. But outside of that, let's say this. What happens prior to the draft? It's a period called the free agency period. There's no cap to how many players you can add to your team. You know what controls that? How much money you have. And the New York Giants have about $60 million, just under $60 million in cap space. That's a lot of money to operate. And you know how people play with caps. 57 million can turn into 67 million, can turn into 70. We'll see what happens. These guys get paid to do a job. Let them do it. Kevin Abrams is our guy, is our money guy. But that's where you fill the holes. Like, the New York Giants need help in the trenches, offensive line and defensive line. Yes, you would love to be able to draft everybody and get everybody here for cheap, but it doesn't work that way. Cornerback position, that's another thing that you can address in free agency as well. But that's the period in the offseason where you fill the actual holes. Free agency is a time to fill holes. The draft is where you collect talent. And you start thinking about the long-term future, developing players and keeping your cap healthy. That's what you do with all of those later round draft picks. But there's ways that the New York Giants can address everything that's going on. Now, I'm not going to talk about the regime change. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But right now, I'm going to try not to talk about the regime change. But all that stuff matters. The identity of the New York Giants is non-existent right now. Non-existent. I saw Dan Orlovsky, a quick clip, I believe. Yeah, ESPN. He's an ESPN guy. I saw a quick clip of Dan Orlovsky talking about the New York Giants and how he would fix the New York Giants. And I like what he said. He said, when I was a kid, he said he grew up in the 90s. When I was a kid, when I thought about the New York Giants, I thought about Rodney Hampton. Kind of, threw me by, caught me off guard. Yes, Rodney Hampton, running back. Rodney Hampton is the reason why I played running back in high school. But I thought about it. It makes sense. He said when he thought about the 2000s, when we had the Super Bowl run, he said he was thinking about Brandon Jacobs. And then he started adding the trenches, the offensive line, Kareem McKenzie, David Dill, all those guys, right? All those guys. And I got to thinking, like, he's absolutely right. But at the end of the day, once you have that quarterback, everything else can fall into place. So I do agree that the New York Giants need to get back to the basics of being what? Giants. Just think about the name, the word Giants. Immovable. Stuff like that. Giants, large human beings or large beings, physical beings, a physical presence, physical. The New York Giants need to be physical again. And that starts in the trenches. We have a couple of pieces. We have a Dexter Lawrence. We have a Andrew Thomas when he's healthy. But that's just not enough. We need to fix these trenches. And you don't necessarily have to fix the trenches in the first round. Just think about our famous offensive lines. A lot of those guys weren't first round picks. Not a lot of them. Not a lot of them. So this argument of you can't do this when you have all these... No, you have to start off somewhere. Yes, the New York Giants have a lot of holes. Yes, we have a lot of things to address. But you can only do these things one phone call, one draft pick, one signing, one contract at a time. You don't have two players in there signing a contract at the same time. No, it's one at a time, one step at a time. You can't walk without one step at a time unless you're jumping. And listen, it's only when people start to mention drafting the quarterback with the first pick overall or the first round pick is when people start saying things like that. Because if we were talking about, we're just going to draft Mason Graham, or we're just going to draft Travis Hunter, or we're just going to draft, you name the person, Will Johnson, Abdul Carter. We're just going to, nobody's saying, well, we need more than a Will Johnson. We need more than a Mason Graham. That stuff goes hand in hand. Yes, we know that already. Everybody knows that already. Everybody needs multiple positions. But people only focus on that or either make that comment because they don't like it. It's always something personal. They don't like the options that we have at quarterback, picking where we're picking. And that's all it can be. Let's be honest. Let's be real. That's it. Because when you put on the tape and you're watching these guys play, they make plays. They're calm. They make their teams better. Ball placement, accuracy, wow plays. They have all of that. Everything that you would ask your quarterback to do, they have it. They have it. Now, you can have the best quarterback prospect. The coach sucks, and then the whole team sucks. So you can have a quarterback that's just okay, not highly touted, and then all of a sudden you make them a competitor. For example, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy. There's an argument for both of them. And then there's reasons why they look the way that they look right now. And that's the part that the New York Giants need to get to. Everything outside of the quarterback. Because right now, believe me, it's solidified that the New York Giants are drafting a quarterback. As long as we have that top pick, the New York Giants are going to draft a quarterback. And then we can start getting to the details of how we're going to address a lot of these other holes. And I don't mean we got to wait till the draft. I mean, once the season is over and the New York Giants have locked down that number 1 overall pick, just know it's going to be a quarterback. Just know that. You have to know that in your heart, know that in your soul, know that in your mind. And then we can start talking about what we're going to do with the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round pick, or what we're going to do in free agency. That's when we can start to worry about these other things. But for right now, the New York Giants hold the number 1 pick overall, and the New York Giants are going to get a quarterback, whether you like it or not. And hopefully you like it. And if you don't like it, you'll learn to like it, and then ultimately you'll love it, because these guys are 2 great quarterback prospects coming out. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And for one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. All of those good things where family is around family and everybody's loving each other. Everybody's loving each other. Hopefully you guys enjoy your holidays. And for me, I'll see you back here Saturday night for the live going into week 17. Let's go.